It was 4 o'clock in the morning when the world changed. But the shelves in your local supermarket looked exactly the same as they always did. The fluorescent lights hummed with that familiar, low-grade buzz. The refrigerators were stocked with milk, cheese, and meats wrapped in plastic. The aisle for bread was full. The fruit pyramids were perfectly stacked: apples from Chile, bananas from Ecuador, oranges from Spain. To the naked eye, the global machine of civilization was working perfectly. But, in reality, it had already died. The death warrant had been signed thousands of miles away, in a conflict between superpowers that seemed distant, almost abstract. Most people believe that famine is a loud event. We imagine it comes with droughts, with burning fields, or with the roar of locusts. But in the modern world, in the cities of steel and glass where you and I live, hunger does not arrive with a bang. It arrives in silence. It arrives because a database entry was changed. It arrives because a shipping insurance policy was voided. It arrives because a single strait, a narrow choke point in the ocean, was closed. We live in the era of just-in-time delivery. This is a concept they teach in business schools as a miracle of efficiency. It means that the grocery store down the street does not have a warehouse full of food in the back. It means the city you live in does not have a month's supply of grains stored in silos. It means that the food you will eat 3 days from now is currently on a truck, or on a ship, or being harvested in a field on the other side of the planet. We have removed all the buffers to maximize profit. We have stretched the supply chain so tight that it sings like a violin string. And when Russia and the United States, the two titans of energy, fertilizer, and grain, go to war, that string doesn't just vibrate, it snaps. Let's walk through the first 12 hours. The news breaks on your phone. It's terrifying, yes. People talk about nuclear codes and troop movements. But the real war, the war that will reach into your kitchen, happens in the quiet offices of maritime insurance companies in London and New York. The moment the first shot is fired, the waters of the Black Sea and the major Atlantic trade routes are designated as war risk zones. Instantly, the insurance premiums for merchant vessels skyrocket by 3,000%. It becomes mathematically impossible for a captain to start his engine. The gigantic cargo ships, the beasts that carry 50,000 tons of wheat, corn, or frozen meat, simply drop their anchors. They turn off their engines. They wait. In the middle of the deep blue ocean, million-ton supply lines freeze. You don't feel this yet. You go to work. You grab a coffee, but the clock has started ticking. Every city on Earth is roughly 9 meals away from anarchy. That is the golden rule of logistics. 9 meals, 3 days. Asterisk by the 24th hour, the cracks begin to show, but they are subtle. It starts with the rumors, a message in a family WhatsApp group, a tweet that goes viral, showing a long line at a gas station. Humans are social animals, and panic is our most contagious disease. You decide to stop by the store on your way home, just to be safe. I'll just grab a few extra things. You tell yourself. Maybe some pasta, maybe some extra water. When you arrive, the parking lot is fuller than usual for a Tuesday evening. Inside, the air feels different. It's heavier. You notice that the shopping carts are full. Not just weekly grocery full, but bunker full. People are buying things they don't need. 10 kilos of flour. 5 trays of eggs. The shelf where the toilet paper used to be is already half empty, a grim reminder of past crises. You make eye contact with a man in the pasta aisle. He is holding 6 packets of spaghetti. He sees you looking, and for a split second, he pulls the packets closer to his chest. That is the moment the social contract breaks. Yesterday, he was your neighbor. Today, he is your competitor. The resources are finite, and he has realized it before you did. The cashier scans the items faster than usual. She looks tired. She has heard the rumors too. She knows that the truck that usually arrives at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning to restock the milk might not come. Why won't it come? Because this war isn't just about bullets. It's about energy. Russia is a giant gas station masquerading as a country. The United States is an energy behemoth. When they clash, the global oil markets suffer a heart attack. The price of diesel doubles, then triples, within hours. Independent truckers, the people who actually move the food from the ports to the cities, simply cannot afford to turn the key in the ignition. They park their rigs. The circulatory system of the nation stops flowing. Now we enter the 48th hour. Day 2. This is when the silence sets in. You wake up and check your phone. The internet is slow, clogged with terabytes of panic and speculation. You see videos from other cities. Empty shelves in Paris. Fights breaking out over baby formula in New York. You rush to the supermarket again. But this time, the automatic doors don't slide open to welcome you into a land of abundance. They open into a cavern of echoes. The fresh produce section is the first to die. The leafy greens are wilted or gone. The bananas are black. The meat aisle is a gruesome sight, not because of blood, but because of the emptiness. The white styrofoam trays are scattered on the floor, empty. The hum of the refrigerators seems louder now that the mass of product inside isn't there to absorb the sound. You are looking for specific things now. You aren't looking for dinner. You are looking for calories. You are looking for survival. And you realize, with a cold knot in your stomach, that you don't know how to survive. You don't know which wild plants are edible. You don't know how to purify water without a filter. You have lived your entire life relying on a system that you never understood, a system that just promised you it would always be there. And now, it has ghosted you. In the canned goods aisle, you see a mother. She is staring at a single can of marinated artichokes. It's an obscure item, something nobody usually wants. She grabs it. Her hands are shaking. It's not about taste anymore. It's about possession. By the afternoon of the second day, the digital money system begins to glitch. The banks, sensing the instability, tighten their networks. Credit card terminals start to time out. Connection error. Those two words are more terrifying than a siren. If you have cash, you are king for an hour. If you don't, you are a ghost. You watch a young man try to buy a loaf of bread with his phone, tapping it frantically against the reader. Beep, error, beep, error. The line behind him grows restless. Violence hangs in the air like the smell of ozone before a lightning strike. Someone shouts. A security guard, who is paid minimum wage to protect insured assets, decides it's not worth it. He walks away. The looting doesn't start with smashing windows. It starts with people simply walking out without paying because the machine wouldn't let them. And then comes the night of the second day. The city is darker than usual. To save power, streetlights are dimmed. In the apartment complexes, people are cooking whatever they have. The smell of strange combinations wafts through the ventilation shafts. But nobody is inviting their neighbors over. The doors are double-dash locked, 72 hours. Day 3. The transition is complete. The supermarket is no longer a store. It is a battlefield that has already been lost. The glass of the front entrance is shattered diamonds of safety glass crunching under your boots. You step inside, not to shop, but to scavenge. The shelves have been stripped bare, not just the food, but everything. The batteries, the painkillers, the soap, even the pet food is gone. What remains are the things nobody knew how to use: dried lentils that require hours of boiling, spice jars of turmeric and cumin. You walk through the aisles, and the sensory experience is overwhelming. It smells of spilled vinegar and fear. It sounds like desperation, the scuffling of feet, the whispering of people trying not to be noticed. You see a man prying open the locked cabinet at the pharmacy counter. You don't stop him. You don't call the police. The police are busy protecting the government buildings, the fuel reserves, the hospitals. The supermarket is no longer their priority. This is the point where the modern human disappears. We like to think we are civilized, rational beings. We read books, we watch documentaries, we have moral codes, but civilization is just 3 meals deep. Take those 3 meals away, and the rational human reverts to the primal survivor.